Here we are, 16 months later. So is this mask worth the price? Let me break down the new versus the used. First, with the used, you're going to notice that these masks, when you wash them, they can get pretty dirty, and due to the jersey-like material, it gives you breathability to dry, and it's pretty durable. The biggest issue with these masks are going to be the ear loops. These ear loops get very loose after 20-30 wears, and once they get loose, if you're wearing it on your face, it's going to start falling down. No matter how much you pinch your nose, it's going to slide down your face, which pretty much renders it useless. My temporary fix around that was that I cut these ear loops and I tightened them. I made a knot. I tightened them to shorten the length, but now they're very, like here, it's very hard because it's not cut evenly. This side is tighter. You're going to notice it's scrunched up here, which isn't bad, but this side isn't cut to the same exact length. So it kind of sits slanted. And I ended up making a temporary fix for this. Let me show that to you now. My solution is going to be a little bit of surgery. So I already cut these once before, and again, it's a temporary fix, but it starts to scrunch up there if you notice. And it's a little more uncomfortable in the ear since it's very stiff now. So I'm going to remove this old string. Okay, here we have the new ear loops. You're going to notice they look smaller, but there is much more elasticity in them now. So I'm going to put it on my face so you can see that it sits much better. It's a little scrunched up on the sides, but at least it's even since the ear loop length is the same. I didn't end up wearing this white one too much just because it shows dirt very easily. The benefit of having a white one though is that if you're out on a hot summer day or something and for some reason you need a mask, if you need a mask outdoors, this white one doesn't attract as much sun, so it should be a little cooler. Here we have the new camouflage one. One thing I did notice is that they ended up changing the wire that runs in this nose bridge. It feels much more flat and it feels like there are two wires running in here versus this original style feels like one thicker, more of like a cylindrical wire that runs through, whereas this one it feels more flat and I could feel two wires in here. You notice this nose also kicks up a little more. This one never did that. It was more rounded on the nose, whereas this one's more pointed. So this could be an improvement for ventilation. The ear loops are a bit more relaxed than these. One thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to let this mask hang on my turning signal stock, because I think just leaving it hanging like this for weeks, I think the weight eventually starts to loosen this, as light as this mask is. After 2 or 3 months, I stopped using this filter. It just felt too thick, and I didn't feel like I could breathe too easily. In terms of these masks without the PM 2.5 filter inside it, it still feels a little harder to breathe with these versus these traditional disposable masks. Final verdict, is this mask worth it? For $15, it's not the cheapest mask. And one of my biggest concerns is that the ear loops start to give out sooner than later. And once these give out, if you don't have any little crafty skills, which this isn't hard by any means, but if you don't like to do little crafty repairs, this mask is kind of rendered useless. So again, like I showed you, removing the ear loops off of one of these masks, you can have this for 2, 3, 4 years. I think the material will hold up with multiple hand washes. But for those of you that don't like to do any little repairs yourself, I think it might be a little expensive, and it's a better bet to just stick with the disposables. These are about $8 for 50 masks at Costco, and they also had these black ones for a bit. The thing with these black ones are that they start to, after 3, 4, 5 uses, your facial hair or even just your skin starts to irritate the fabric, and it starts to kind of puff up, and it starts to irritate you, and it'll get in your mouth. So I've thrown these away a few times. They do look nice, but again, the material is not as great. And what I might be doing is I might cut off these black loops as well to have an option to make this mask more black. But yeah, because I figured out how to do this little repair, I think this mask is worth it if you would like to have a unique look. For example, this camouflage mask, I lost it at a food festival, and I liked it so much I bought it again. But this was $7.50 on Herschel's Black Friday deal. So I would not pay full price for this mask again, just because I have so many already. But yeah, it's up to you. If you want to have more of a custom look, Herschel offers these more unique masks that do have a pretty good build quality aside from the ear loops. So yeah, that's my final verdict. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.